The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to John. There was a wedding at Cana in Galilee, and the mother of Jesus was there. Jesus and his disciples were also invited to the wedding. And when the wine ran short, the mother of Jesus said to him, "They have no more wine." And Jesus said to her, "Woman, how does your concern affect me? My hour has not yet come." His mother said to the servants, "Do whatever he tells you." Now there were 6 stone water jars there for Jewish ceremonial washings, each holding 20 to 30 gallons. Jesus told them, "Fill the jars with water." And so they filled them to the brim. Then he told them, "Draw some out now and take it to the head waiter." So they took it, and when the head waiter tasted the water that had become wine, without knowing where it came from, although the servers who had drawn the water knew, the head waiter called the bridegroom and said to him, "Everyone serves good wine first, and then when people have drunk freely, an inferior one. But you have kept the good wine until now." Jesus did this as the beginning of his signs at Cana in Galilee, and so revealed his glory, and his disciples began to believe in him. And this is the gospel of the Lord. Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ. Last week, we officially closed off the Christmas season with the baptism of the Lord. And now we move into ordinary time, and it only seems befitting that we follow up the Christmas holiday with a reading focused on another great celebration, the celebration of a wedding. And everyone here has been to weddings. Some of you have been a part of your own wedding and realize how much effort and work goes into the planning of a wedding. And I think despite all the work and planning that a couple and their families put into this perfect day, this day where the two are becoming one, it's inevitable that something happens that one didn't plan. You only hope that it's good things and not things that go wrong, but inevitably, I've been to enough weddings to see quite a few things go wrong. One wedding that stands out for me is the bride was delayed in coming because her transportation didn't come as planned to the hotel, and we had already lit the candles and the unity side candles so that by the time the bride came and we had started the wedding, I saw the father of the bride running to the altar. And I was wondering, what is he doing? And he was putting out a little fire that had started from the side candles that had burned down so low that they started the little doilies on fire next to them. Or I've been to so many weddings where the father of the bride steps on the bridal veil, and you see as the bride tries to go forward, does a head pull from the back, and so many people stepping on the poor bride's dress. I've seen a few grooms go down at weddings. Inevitably, you just don't know what will happen because a wedding is just like life, like any other day in our life. As much as we plan and we invest a lot of our time and effort into something, inevitably, we turn it over to God. And hopefully, with many of the brides and grooms I've worked with, they have a great sense of humor. And I think that's almost a necessity to life, is that we at times have to laugh at ourselves and laugh at one another when things don't go perfectly. And today's gospel is presented to us again, an event that I'm sure was meticulously planned and put together, and yet inevitably something happens where the wine runs out. And I think there's this kind of beautiful kind of transaction that happens between Jesus and his mother. It seems at first as if Jesus is unwilling to do what Mary is asking of him. And yet we see that Jesus conforms to what Mary has asked him to do, and that is to step in and to help this couple from embarrassment, from shame. And it's really, I think, a beautiful metaphor for how God steps into our life in sometimes, again, those moments where things don't go according to how we planned them. If everything had gone perfectly, Jesus would not have worked his first miracle at Cana. But it's because something didn't go as planned that Jesus stepped in and his presence was made known. And I think in our own life, even when things don't go according to plan or things go, in a sense, wrong, on another side, it's an opportunity for God to let his presence be known to us. Oftentimes when we're sick or we're dealing with one kind of hardship over another, it's an opportunity for us to come together as a faith community, to pray for one another, to support one another, to help one another. And I think really that's the example that Jesus sets forth for his disciples, as our reading today says they began to believe in him. They began to believe in what Jesus' ministry was all about, and that was to be service to one another. I pray that all of us may be blessed with many weddings and banquets, many celebrations in this new year. But in those moments when things don't go as planned, may we each see it as an opportunity for God to step in, for Jesus to step into our life in a very personal way, and that God will bless us and work some kind of blessing for you and for me and for others. May we be attentive to the blessings God wishes to bestow upon all of us in this new year.